let's stay ahead of the game as they're changing those tax brackets and all that. If you're not paying attention now, it's definitely going to come back and smack you upside the head here over the next 2 and 3 years. And quite frankly, even though the tax brackets are going to be adjusted for inflation, it's not going to be your friend. You're not going to be a happy camper. You think things are tough now. Just wait till you lose an extra, 5 to 10% of your income to taxes. And I know what people are saying. Well, the tax brackets, they're not going up 5 and 10%. The problem is that when you look at the brackets and you compare them, 2017's tax brackets to 2023's tax bracket. Even when you're looking at it and saying, if you're going from the 22% tax bracket to the 25% tax bracket, that doesn't seem like that's that big of a number. That's Mike, you just said 10%. Well, I'm not good at math, but 22 to 25 is only 3, right? I mean, that's in your mind's eye, you might be saying that, but here's what they're doing. Right now, everything from 80,000 to 200,000 is in the 22% tax bracket, right? So that's a pretty big spread. Well, come 2026, everything from 80 to 110 is in the 25% tax bracket. Then 110 to 190 is in the 28% tax bracket. So you're actually paying more because the brackets, even adjusted for inflation, they're narrowing them. You're going to have more money in smaller brackets. And that's the problem that people aren't paying attention to. They've heard that, it's only going up from 22 to 25 or, 24 to 28 or whatever it happens to be, whatever brackets you happen to be in. I promise you, it's not as simple as that. They're not going to make it that easy for you. They are going to make sure they inflict the pain. And this is why we say on the show all the time, Tweedledee and Tweedledum. When the Democrats are in control, they spend like drunken sailors, and the Republicans piss and moan about it, and they run up the deficit. And then when the Republicans are in control, they spend like drunken sailors, and the Democrats complain about it. And yet, when you look back over the last 3 or 4 presidencies, 5 presidencies between George the second, right? George the second put $7.5 trillion on the deficit. Obama put $8.5 trillion. Trump put $6 trillion, and he was only there 4 years. And Biden, he's clearly is going to add, at least 4 to 6 trillion. I have every confidence in the world that whoever comes next, they're going to add trillions to the deficit. All they're doing is figuring out a way to borrow the money, take the money from you in the future. So they're borrowing it now and then taking it from you in the future. And it's that Susan Powder or whatever her name is, the definition of insanity. Why do we as investors, as retirees, why do we choose to get on that treadmill, right? Why are we choosing to volunteer to arrange our affairs in such a way that we're losing 20 to 30% off the top? If you went and sat down with some advisor, if you have your 401ks with Fidelity or Schwab or wherever your retirement account is, it doesn't even matter. If you got on the phone with somebody and said, hey, look, I'm looking for some investment advice. I'm going to retire. I need to create income during my retirement, and I want to make sure my money grows to stay ahead of inflation. I don't want to take too much risk, but I know I need a little bit. Where should I invest my money? And if they said, well, look, we can invest it in a way that you lose 20 to 30% off the top every single year. And in addition to that 20 to 30% of the income that you're going to lose, you're going to risk a 40% drop in your portfolio on average every 7 years. I mean, before you raise your hand, pull over if you're listening to us in the car. But if you're at the house, I know this isn't quite a visual show, but just show of hands. How many people say, ooh, pick me. I want to lose that money. I want to arrange my affairs in such a fashion that I'm losing 20 to 30% of my income every year. I'm losing 20 to 30% of my growth, even if I didn't use it every year to taxes. I'm designing a portfolio that's going to drop on average 40% every 7 years. Why are we on that treadmill? It makes absolutely no sense. And if you want to step off that treadmill, if you want to figure out a way that you and your spouse or significant other, that you can have the retirement that you've envisioned, that you can do it in a tax efficient manner, that you can do it taking the least amount of risk possible, that you can do it in such a way that you can leave the legacy that you want, pick up the phone and give us a call. 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040. Sit down with Ryan and myself on our team, and we will show you how to create those income streams that you and your spouse or significant other, you will never outlive. We will show you how much you're paying in fees. We're going to talk to you about how much risk you're taking. We're going to talk about long-term care, estate planning. And folks, we have 2 years and basically a month of the lowest tax rates we've ever seen in our life. Give us a call at 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040.